important.
You've probably heard of the prophecies of Fatima, in Portugal in 1917.
Aha.
Well, there's a lot of stuff on the internet, and it seems to me that because the Catholics keep going on about it as if they haven't been fulfilled, but it's obvious. I mean, Russia has returned to Christianity. I mean, they're not. I doubt if they're going to become Catholics because they've been Orthodox.
Why have they turned to Christianity?
Can you just shut up?
No,
you said enough.
You can't make me
Let
shut up.
somebody else have a chance.
I will not
Let
shut up.
somebody else have a
I will
chance.
not shut up. You're going to make me shut up. Are you going to make me shut up? Are you going to make me? No. So, your God is impotent to suffering.
Just a moment, one person only.
You've had yours.
Talking about Russia. What about London? There's babies suffering in London.
I'm suffering because of you.
Then go.
You are.
I'm not stopping you from leaving.
I was here before you.
Oh, and my dad's bigger than yours. Oh my.
And you're so
carry on about Russia.
Anyway, it seemed that, to me anyway, looking at the evidence, that Russia has returned to Christianity, Orthodox. I doubt that, surely the Fatima, they didn't expect them to become Catholics because you recognise Orthodoxy as valid as Catholicism, yeah?
Not as Catholicism, but valid. Well,
They would say the opposite, but anyway. But they've obviously returned to Christianity. So why do all these Catholics keep going on that the Pope should consecrate Russia to the Virgin Mary? I mean, it seems like, as I say, they were lost in communism before, which was a atheist, etc. system. Now over the last 20 or so years, because they built and rebuilt 25,000 churches and monasteries.
I see. That's great.
So they're obviously, I mean, they're returning to.
Christianity. To the practice.
Obviously more do than because they were atheists or the government was.
They were brought atheists, but their soul is still Christian. Their DNA is still Christian. There is such a pious folk these Russians are.
Yeah. So why do Catholics keep going on about the Pope consecrating Russia to the Virgin Mary? It seems that either a Pope already has, because the prophecies come true, because Russia's returned to Christian Orthodoxy.
Well, the consecration was done in 1984, when there was still communism was rampant there. And after that consecration, we've seen the effects of it. Yes, the fall of communism in 1991.
Yeah, and since then they've returned. Well, as I say, they built or rebuilt, 25,000 churches and monasteries.
Yes, and many more people baptized than that churches erected.
So,
yes,
it seems like the prophecy's been fulfilled.
but the prayers is still necessary for Russia because they are going through the very difficult times. Because the situation in the world arena is very much shaky, and we don't know the come out of it. We have to pray for Russia that she should not be sort of blamed for any misfortunes for the whole globe, So far be it from us that we should experience, the reckless acts of one man, for instance, in the throne of Russia, shall I say, because it's a different Tsar, but still a Tsar.
The Americans have forced Putin into this situation. They want to lead Russia.
We are not to talk politics here, but anything that touches religion and politics we can.
Well, they're always quite close. Politics and religion. They've always been.
That is an deplorable situation of the state religions, that they are too much involved in the worldly actions with the loss of their proper concern, which is preaching the gospel and being missionary, because Orthodox Church seems to be not missionary enough. They are missionary in a militant way, but this is not the gospel, because the gospel is that of peace and not the war, and not making converts through the war.
Well, as I say, they've recovered, having to recover from communism, 70 years of...
70 years is a very meaningful number, because there was 70 years of Babylonian captivity.
But I believe...
And there was the 70 years before the Poland actually received independence, as it is now.
No, but I believe that 300,000 Orthodox priests chose death as because they gave them the choice. They said, just take off your vestments and just be an ordinary person. But they chose death, apparently, from what I read.
Well,
this was in the 1920s and 30s.
1920s, yes. There was a terrible attack, not only for the Christian church, but also for all the religion, trying to remove the idea of God from people's minds.
Yes.
And that was devilish. And but with the consecration of Russia and the collapse of communism, the devil was on the retreat.
Yes, looks like it.
Expelled, might be said, but not at the moment. We still feel the effects of it, of that action of his.
Sorry.
I mean, although we may say that Russia, as the Soviet Union in those days, was under the power of the devil, and one of the illustrates that. That's what I was told. I haven't read it anywhere. Some Orthodox nuns were condemned for their professing their religion and professing their Christianity in the way they wanted, and they were
martyred.
They were they were called to court, and there the judge in his full splendor took the Bible and looked up the pages, found down to the point of St. Paul's letter, and quoted it to them. You see, you are rebelling against our power. But it says plainly there that all power comes from God. And what was their answer? The answer was, yes, that's right. The power, the authority is from God, but not the communist authority. And they were condemned to death, as you already know. Have you heard about it? Have you heard about it?
No,
because I know it only by,
I heard that 300,000 priests of the Orthodox Church, they could have, just disappeared into ordinary life.
Disobedient, civil disobedience.
They chose that was their choice instead of going along with the communism.
Yes. So that's how it's dangerous when the state and the religion, when there is that alliance of the throne and the altar, because then it's complicated.
Well, the Orthodox is different. Well, different.
Yes, but I think each Orthodox church in each country has this alliance with the throne. And in this country, Anglicans have the alliance with
the Holy Roman, the Emperor of Austria. They were closely allied with the Catholic Church. The Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Yeah. That is how Poland suffered from it, because we were under the especially the southern part of Poland was under the partition of Austria, and there was the emperor there, a good emperor, one might say, but because of the religion mixed with the politics, there were obviously very
Poland seems to me
unwelcome events coming for the church there.
Poland seems in the past because
so-called Josephinism, because Joseph was the emperor there. Josephinism was influencing the independent rule of the bishops there.
Francis Joseph.
Franciscus Joseph.
Yeah. Thank you.
A very long reign of his. Yes.
Yes, he died in about 1960.
Yeah, and we still have our mineral water with the label of Francis.